Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kop-Ish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Good evening, everyone. Big up yourselves and welcome to a Liverpool preview show. As you can see in the title, need to get back to winning ways. Big up everyone in the chat. Appreciate you guys being here, waiting. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. Also, make sure you subscribe to these great channels of these great people that I have on the panel today. I got my brother Jamie in the building. Ends, big up your damn self, bruv. And it's been a little while, Beijing. Welcome back, brother. Welcome back, man. Good to see you, bro. Yeah, man.
Good to see you too, man. Bro. Big up, everyone.
So let's chop this up, boys. Let's chop this up. Brentford versus Liverpool, 3 p.m. I would like to also point out, I really don't understand how the fixtures in terms of times never make sense. So Liverpool's in the title race. Liverpool's top of the league. Do you know the next 3 games are 3 o'clock kickoffs? So I know to people outside of the UK, that's not that big of a deal. But in England, that is not 3 p.m. games aren't televised. So you've got to explain to me how the team, who's the most important team in the league, because they're the league leaders, have 3 back-to-back non-televised games. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. But if it's not 3 p.m., it'll be 12:30. It is what it is, isn't it? We already know. Whatever they can do to get in our way. But let's just make sure they don't. So it's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Brentford. Boys, we have drawn 4 of our last 7 games. This ain't Amsterdam. We got no more draws in us. It has to be all W's now. I know people think Arsenal will drop points, and they probably will. I know people think Forest will drop points, and they probably will. But you can't think that way. You don't win the league by just thinking, they'll drop points, so we can still drop points. You have to get the job done. And if we're being realistic, we're not going to win a straight 18 games. We're not. But I think we need at least 16 wins. If I'm being real, if I'm being honest with you, I think to guarantee we win the league, I think 16 of those 18 games need to be wins. It can't be in other people's hands. It can't be, let's hope they drop points. And it just has to be, we win the game, we get the job done. That's what it has. And it has to start tomorrow, boys.
Do you know when you say like the 16, can we break it down? Because, I'm looking ahead, I'm like, 16 games to string that together is mad. Can we go
in a row? Maybe you can throw a draw in after 5 wins, or not a 16-game winning streak flat. All right, let's have a look at the fixtures. Let's quickly do this. Yeah. So Liverpool's next fixtures are as follows. Actually, let me bring it up so everyone can see it. So here's Liverpool's fixtures. So in the league, obviously, we won't count Champions League and FA Cup and all that kind of stuff. So we've got Brentford tomorrow. Yeah. Our next league game is Ipswich at home. Has to be a win.
Yeah.
Bournemouth away. That's a mad difficult game, but we have to win it. We have to win that. That's Everton is a game in hand. This game is so fucking important. It's unbelievable. Because this advantage that people keep on saying we have isn't an advantage until we actually win that game. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So that Everton game is an absolute must-win. Then after that is Wolves at home, have to win. Away to City, they're going to be a good team again by then. Mad difficult game.
Can we, them first 5 before we get to City? That's winnable. They're all winnable games. That we need to win them games. They're all winnable games. So we're saying 5 wins. All right, cool. Then we got City.
Although I will say that Bournemouth away is probably just as difficult as most games this season. So even though we should win it, it's like the Nottingham Forest game. You're like, but are we going to? And that's what's worrying me because, you know what I mean? Those type of games, Arsenal drop points there, Tottenham drop points there, City drop points there. They took points off Man United away. Like Bournemouth, shit, they just beat Chelsea yesterday as well, or 2 days ago, right? Yeah. Like Bournemouth are moving to the top
actually,
this season. I don't think they've lost to the top 6 this year. Oh no, we beat them at home, right? I think we're the only team in the top 6 to beat them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, crazy.
That run after City though is going to be ragged, except the Southampton game. To be honest.
Nah, even
and Southampton look like they're starting to kick proper ball under the new manager as well, bro. By then they might be better. Newcastle, that ain't nothing. Villa away. Everton, Merseyside derby, Fulham away ain't an easy game. West Ham at home should be easy, but you never know. Leicester, that should be easy, but you never know. Then Tottenham, you never know what version of them's going to turn up. Then Chelsea, then Arsenal. Imagine having Tottenham, Chelsea, and Arsenal back to back to back. That's crazy.
Bar from the City game, I think we can win all them games.
No, I hear you, bro. But didn't we think we could win all the games we've drawn?
But it's because it's down to what's in it. Like I'm looking at them going, do they have enough over 90 minutes to keep Liverpool out? I don't think so. I'm looking at all them teams. I thought it would have been a more of a difficult run than that. But then when we get to Chelsea, Arsenal, I think that's where you can trip yourself up. But Man City in the middle of that, we beat Man City, even if we draw against them, whatever that is. We've got a few good games at home that we should win. The Tottenham one, we should beat them. Leicester, we should beat them. Fulham, yeah, it's going to be a difficult game away. West Ham, we should be at home. And
do you know what worries me though, Enz? Tottenham, pretty much around this time, seem to always beat a game when we're in a title race. Don't know if you've noticed, but Tottenham are always in the last 5 games of the season, and we've actually drawn with them on the 2 or 3 occasions that it's happened. Like, they always somehow come Anfield and get a draw out of us. So you just never know. You just never know. Plus, you might have to throw some Champions League games in there that might disrupt it. Maybe some FA Cup games. Like, it's going to be a tough slog. So we have to start winning from now. Like, we have to start winning from now. So back to Brentford, guys. What would you guys say is the biggest worry before we talk about the positives? Let's get the negatives out of the way. What would you say is the biggest worry going into tomorrow's game?
From Brentford, it's just probably Mbeumo and Wissa, man. I mean, on their day, Mbeumo normally causes us trouble, and Wissa, when he's on it as well, he causes us a lot of trouble. Apart from that, let's just be honest, man. It's not like they've been pulling up trees this season. They haven't been that good. But Mbeumo has been keeping them afloat. Wissa's been keeping them. Damsgaard as well on the other side, and then Shaw when he comes in, he's really good as well. But I'm not too particularly going now. We are going to be as poor and not score goals in this one. I know we've gone 2 bad games, 2 draws, but we've been scoring in the games. We've just been leaking these dead goals in, bro, every single game. And I think if we can just stop that stupidness, I'm sure we can go and win these games. Their defense ain't all that as well. But obviously they're playing us, aren't they? So tomorrow they're going to be, prime Chelsea with John Terry and Carvalho at the back, and you know what I mean. But listen, man, Liverpool's downfall is their own. It's themselves, man. They always shoot themselves in the foot, either from missed chances or just letting in sloppy goals. And I think if we can just turn the tide a bit and stop doing what we've been doing in the last 2 games, especially against Man United. I think the Forest one, we had way more chances to go and win that game than you initially thought. And we could have made the game look easier than what it was. Second half, we dominated that game. We played football in one half. We just wasn't clinical enough. We can be, if we're clinical in this game, man, we should put these men outside early. We won 2-0 in the first game against them. The good counter-attack from their own corner, Diaz scored, and then Salah wrapped it up at the end in around the 70th minute. But yeah, our own downfall is our own selves at the moment. We need to just fix up. Put away these damn chances that we keep creating.
Yeah, no, facts, man, facts.
Yeah, that's the problem. Our defense need to be on point. We can't be making these mistakes that we're doing and allowing teams to score goals. We've been conceding too many goals over the last few games. It's not just the last 2. It's probably in the last 8 to 10 games we've been leaking a goal here and there. And it's individual mistakes from certain players, team mistakes, I would call it sometimes for certain games. But you're right. But the key there that you're talking about is clinicalness. We've not been clinical all season, bro. We create a boatload of chances. If we converted 5%, 10% more of those opportunities, we beat a lot of teams every single game. It's not even close. but we just can't seem to put the ball back in the net. The boys like blasting the balls up in the stands, as far as I'm seeing. But yeah, you're right. It's we should handle Brentford. They can leak out goals, and we should score a few against them. But we got to fix up defensively. That's my biggest concern, because you're right. And Mbeumo and Visa is I call Visa Shabba ranks in my you know what I mean? Man is a problem. And if we're not switched on, and we're not if the defenders are not talking to each other, it can get real long and hard for us, to be honest.
Pause.
We're big men here, man. All of these pauses.
No, I know. You know, no, I'm trying to get out of it myself. James, how you feeling? What's the biggest worry going into the Brentford game, bro?
None. Comfortable win.
Oh,
Brentford.
Okay.
Brentford.
Okay.
Brentford are flat track bullies. They're flat track bullies. I know they got a last minute equaliser against City, but they were 2-0 down in that game, and City are in a bad form right now. So they're flat track bullies, Brentford. When the big boys turn up, you know, they melt.
Okay. I like that positivity.
Always happens. I think we win comfortably. They like to play in transition and counter-attacking football, don't they? So if Liverpool keep the ball properly and use the ball properly, you know, Brentford won't be able to counter-attack and use their transitional play. And that's the way they like to play. That's why they get a lot of turnovers against the lesser sides at home, because, you know, it's easier for them to play like that. But against the big teams, that's the only way they know how to play. So,
all right, so guys, but
that's
based on
why Arsenal ripped them apart.
Liverpool will turn up, though, James? That's the thing, because that's the key part. You said if we keep the ball, they won't be able to do anything. We haven't been doing that recently, though. That's been a little bit of the worry. Do you get what I mean?
I think the Liverpool that turned up against Nottingham Forest will be the team that. I think we played really well against Forest. Now a lot of people don't. We controlled the whole game apart from one shot for Forest. We should have won that game 3 or 4-1. Like Bajan said a minute ago, finishing's been in the last few games, finishing's been our major issue. You know, but if you look at that game back and watch it again without the emotion, should have won that game 3 or 4-1 comfortably. Controlled most of that game, and no one really does that at Forest. So we play like that against Brentford. We comfortably win, in my opinion. Yeah, we comfortably win. We just got to be better at the other end of our problem is when we don't finish our dinner. If you don't finish your dinner, you always got to give someone a chance to steal your plate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's what Liverpool got to make sure they do tomorrow. Just finish their dinner, get a comfortable win, get out of there, and we move.
I hear you. Right, before we get into the next topic that I want to talk about, let me just hit up some of these supers that have come in. Big up Soren each and every time. Hope you're doing well, brother. Says, big up. Serious question. I would love if we renewed Virgil, Mo, and Trent. But is our love of these players blocking our sense of reality? Is it the right move to renew all three? Or is there a brighter future ahead if we just renew one or none of them? All right, I tell you what.
It continues.
I tell you what. I'm going to save that super. And then we'll come back to it. Because I can see another. Because Soren's next one is about that as well. So we'll end with that rather than just dropped in the flow. Then we'll come back to it. But big up Sadiq though, who says we can win the league. Keep the faith. Big up yourself, bro.
You know that when you were talking a minute just a second ago about how many points you think we need. I think this is an old school. League sort of title chase this year. I don't think you need to get the 90 odd points this year. I think 82 to 85 wins the league. I literally do. I think 82
as low as 82.
I think 82 or 85 points can win the league because, as you said, Liverpool got to win 16 of our next 18 games. That's not going to happen, and Arsenal are not going to win 18 out of 18. So there's going to be a lot of points dropped for me. It's an old school title race. Look at the the years United won the league and stuff like that on 79 and 80 points. It's because you could afford to draw and lose games back then. You know, in this generation of the last 10 years, because of the way City play, You can't draw a game. You have to get 90 points. We've been to 97 points and not won the title before. You know, it's crazy. It's not really heard of. It's not really heard of. I think this has got more of an old school feel to it. I think Arsenal and Liverpool still drop points this season. You know, I don't think anyone else is in the pack. I know Nottingham Forest are doing well. I just don't think they're in the. I think they will fall off. It's between Liverpool and Arsenal, and they're going to keep winning and drawing and winning and drawing. And Liverpool don't really lose games. So, yeah, I think it'll be mid-80s, 85 probably. 85.
I do see the logic. I do see the logic. Crimson says Arsenal aren't our rivals. FSG are. You damn right. You damn right.
That might be the comment of the day. Might have to end the show there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That is a top level comment. It really is.
That deserved a bomb drop, to be honest. Great.
You know what?
So right.
Let's drop the bomb for real. Everyone, turn down your speakers if you're listening to for a speaker because it's true. That one needs a.
Bombs away.
So I'm just give you lot a little bit of the form, and then we'll get into the starting 11s, guys. So Brentford's Premier League form coming into this is a loss, draw, loss, win, draw. And Liverpool's league form coming into this is a draw, win, draw. So they're
not even that bad, is it?
They're in quite poor form. To be fair, 3 losses and 2 draws in the last 6 isn't great form at all. If that was Liverpool's form, we would be in a meltdown. So that isn't good form, is it? But sometimes I hate teams in poor form because it means Liverpool's the game that gets them up for turning around their poor form. And we've seen this happen so many times.
Drift, didn't they lose to Plymouth at home as well in the FA Cup?
Did they? I don't even know. Did they?
I think you're right.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah, you're right. Because in all competitions, it's loss, draw, loss, win, loss, draw. And you're right. Yeah, Plymouth.
You know when you just read our format? You know when you just read our format? Ain't actually that bad.
I agree.
It's just when the games have come. The Man United one, I think if it was against someone else, would have been all right. And then would have been like, you know what, Forest is a good team. Right, let's move past that. But because the factor in Man United in there, you're like, nah, man.
Like let's say the Arsenal game. Let's say the Man United game was Arsenal and it was a draw. It would be like, okay, well, that wasn't that bad kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're right. It is because it was Man U and we should have dealt with them.
We should have
dealt with certain right back didn't want to do certain things in that game as well. So
boy, sir.
And so I know you saw me on his case after that game. That did my head in, bro.
That's why I asked, man, did we forgive him? But I think everyone has now. I think we're all right now. Had a couple of games since then.
Who's forgave who? Sorry, I did hear that.
I ain't forgive yet. I can't forgive that one yet. I'm sorry.
The Man United game.
Yeah. I can't forgive for that.
Unless we win the league, I'm never forgiving it.
Yeah. That was criminal.
I still haven't forgiven the draw last year when we drew with them.
Yeah, we should never have drawn that game.
I don't know how a Scouser do not get up to play against Manchester United. Blows my mind, bro. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
He may as well take the kid after that game and put it right back onto the hanger and hang it back up because there was no grass stains on that kit whatsoever.
Or
he didn't
sweat.
go around once. No sweat, nothing. Period. Nah, inexcusable.
He did have that on him either.
Right, so guys, normally it's just straightforward, but I'm going to start with Beige and then work the way that
He's just got it.
Who's in goal for this game, boy? Beige, I'll start with you and then we'll work that. Who's in goal for this one, bro?
Keller for me. I'm going to be real. Kel's for me. End's going off screen.
Ed's not want none of the conversation.
No, I do. But I'm glad they started. I'm glad he started. I agree. Put him in goal, man. But all right, are we doing it what we think it should be, Drift, or are we doing that? No,
we'll do both. What we do.
We'll do
both.
Let's do a Kopish 11 and then do a slot 11.
Yeah.
That will be easy. I think the opposition can pick that one. But I think Keller should go and goal, man. I feel like he's deserved to get these minutes. And what I realized, even though I'm saying that, I'm not trying to throw Alisson under the bus. I know I shouldn't have to keep saying it, but it feels like I have to. Kelleher has been so much more comfortable in between the sticks, calmer on the ball. The defense look a lot more calmer as well when he plays. And that's no knock. It's just because he's just played a lot more games because our main guy, Mr. Alisson, was out injured. Give Kelleher the opportunity, man. Alisson, it's not even that he hasn't performed well, but it's just certain little things you see in his past few games. You're like, I don't know, man. You're looking a bit more human now instead of superhuman like he used to be. And I stick by that, man. Give Kelleher the gloves for this game and see how it goes.
I hear that.
I agree.
I hear that. What are you thinking, James? Who would you put in goal, bro?
So I know there's a lot of talk about Alisson right now, and I don't think he's in the greatest of his form. But if you ask me, his form right now is exactly the same ability that Caoimhin Kelleher is at. So Alisson's still the better goalkeeper, so Alisson stays in goal.
Oh, okay. So you would stick with Ali.
You play your best players. Alisson's your best player.
Interesting. See,
I don't think Alisson's dropped off enough that Kelleher's a better keeper than him. I think Alisson's dropped off where him and Kelleher are probably the same level right now.
It's not even the fact that it's a drop off.
What form wise though? Do you think
Form-wise,
I don't think Kelleher was in that great form before he got dropped. I think Kelleher.
He only had the one stinker against not a Newcastle,
and it's the worst stinker of the season.
But the crazy thing is, he had a good game, James. Though it was a bad mistake. It wasn't like he was terrible for the whole match.
But that's exactly what everyone keeps going on. And Alisson, I don't think has made a mistake since he's been back in goal. But his form's just not as good.
Yeah, because he's not catching or saving anything, bro. That's why.
He's allowing some goals.
Kelleher had the worst. I don't think he has, I think every goal that he's conceded, he couldn't do nothing about. I really don't. I think we overlook it too much because it's Alisson. I remember when Kelleher came in last season and he couldn't save a damn thing. And everything went through.
He was really good last season, Jay, man. I disagree.
No. There was a point
Alisson came back in. That's when we went downhill. We went downhill in that second bit of that season and coincide.
Well, sell Alisson in. Sell him. No. If we're having this conversation, we want to be true to this conversation. Sell Alisson. Mum and Dad Billy's coming in anyway and keep Kelleher as your number 2. Sell Alisson. Because if you're not playing Alisson in this game and everyone thinks Kelleher's now better than Alisson.
Not a better goalkeeper, just in better
form. I think he needs to come out and get himself into form. It doesn't look right though to me, Jamie.
He doesn't look right to me. He doesn't look right to me.
Sell him. I know the goalkeeper that made the biggest mistake this season, and it could cost us the title, is Caoimhin Kelleher.
We win in the league, Jamie.
If Kelleher just caught the ball, we'd be 3 points better off than we are now.
And no, that's Alisson wasn't diving on his knees.
Points better.
And I do agree with against United.
He should have caught it. The goal against Liverpool scored against United. Alisson couldn't do nothing about it. It was behind him. It should have been a centre back that cut it out. Sell him. See how far we get. I hope you're all ready for next summer. By the way, next summer when Alisson does go, I don't want no bitching. None.
No one's saying sell him, bro. This is just, we're talking about his form, bro. No one's saying sell him. I would never sell Alisson.
So hang on. Klopp sipping Arsenal's tears there, says Jamie got his knowledge from McDonald's University.
Who said that?
Right. So this geezer, don't come crying to me in my live chat next season, geezer, when Alisson gets sold, yeah? Don't cry at me, you pussy, right? Fuck you. Now, what is wrong with people? Let Alisson go. See you later, Alisson. See you later, son. No one wants you here. Who do we think is good at Kelleher erections now? Everyone's got a Kelleher erection. Yeah, let's get rid of Alisson. Let him go now. Fuck you now.
Are we in agreement that it will be Alisson that will play though?
Yeah, it's gonna be Ali.
It's gonna be Alisson.
Fuck you now. I don't know what this fucking talks about.
We'll go by what
my marbles.
What we'd like to see to what Klopp Slot is gonna do.
No, I'm really surprised that you can't see he's in poor form though, James. I'm not gonna lie. Since he came back, I think his reflexes are terrible.
I honestly don't think he is.
Anytime I watch him dive, he looks like an old man at the moment, and that's frightening when a goalkeeper starts diving like an old man. Do you know what I mean? That's actually the only reason a goalkeeper needs to retire. Because
You
he'll always
can't
be good at shot stopping when it's like an easy save. But when he's got to stretch for it, that's what being old stops you being able to do. React quickly to stretch for shots.
I can't believe what I'm
I don't
reading.
know, man.
I can't believe what I'm reading. You
I
can
don't know.
improve on Allison, but not Kelleher. Right, I give up. I literally give up on life.
No. See, that's too far.
I give up on life.
That's too far. We can't improve on Allison. He's the best goalie in the world.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
But he's in poor form. Even Messi has poor form. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and Messi don't get dropped.
no, but sometimes that may have been to the detriment of the team. Think about it, bro. Sometimes the star man not being dropped can be to the detriment of the team. We've seen it with Mo. Mo could be having a stinker. And just because it's Mo, we won't get hooked. And then we'll draw the game or lose the game. And afterwards, you're like, Mo should have really come off and somebody should have come on who might have been able to do something he didn't do in that last 15 minutes or whatever. So,
all right, it's fair enough. Look, if everyone wants Kelleher, put Kelleher in.
I would personally put Kelleher in goal.
And when we lose this game, don't come to me.
Right back. This is going to be another argument.
Jimmy don't like Kelleher. Ooh.
But I don't like.
Throw Trent in, bro. We know he's gonna play.
You play.
No, but who would we play though? Before we put who's actually going to play, who would we play?
Trent's your best right back. You play your best right back.
Okay. Even though
right back, Jimmy.
He's the best passing right back.
Passing right back. Yeah, exactly.
He's our best right back. You play your best players, man. Trent a right back. Trent was
I think he will play. But with the pace that they have on the wide areas, would a more defensive-minded fullback not slightly be a better idea, or are we just going with our strengths rather than worrying about their strengths?
Yeah, you shouldn't worry about your position.
I'm going to put Trent because I think Trent will be the one who plays. But
but he needs to be very smart defensively. He can't be leaking forward and not actually getting back when we don't have the ball, and leaving open space, because Kanate, poor guy, he's going to end up with 2 stone cold knee braces instead of 1.
Well, let's move on to that then. So, what are we doing then? Are we bringing Ibu straight in? Even
Kanate and Virgil.
Yeah, Kanate and Virgil. Throw him in. Yeah, throw him.
Kanate and Virgil.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Even though obviously Ibu is the best defender, his form does look like he's not quite up to speed, which does worry me a little bit.
I think that's fitness more than anything else.
I think the Spurs one he looked a bit shaky. I don't think in the Forest one he was bad. I think he was just about getting back to where he needs to be. To be fair, we had most of the ball anyway, so it's not like they were doing too much attacking. Virgil,
this will be interesting. Who we going with at left back?
Simicast.
If I talk, I'm just going to.
And who did not? All right, well, this is what makes it interesting. Who is Slot gonna play?
It's gotta be Robbo.
Simicast.
I think he goes with Simicast for this one.
Robbo's got to play.
I agree with Jamie. I think he's gonna go Robbo.
The reason's gotta go Robbo because Robbo's better than Simicast.
No,
it's as simple as that. It's the reason. As soon as Robbo's always fit, Klopp played him. As soon as Robbo's fit, Slot plays him. Either these 2 managers don't know what they're doing, or they just think he's better than Simicast.
I've got a feeling that they like his overall professionalism and the fact that he is like a leader and stuff like that. I sometimes I do think to myself, surely the form he's in. I mean, again, I rate Simicast, but
I rate Simicast as well, but I just don't think Simicast is the problem with our left back position is that neither of them should be at the football club. But I don't think Simicast.
But based off of what though, Jay, man? Why can't
Simicast ain't good? Simicast ain't good enough. I don't get the erection.
What part of his game you don't like, defensively or the attacking side?
Everything. His whole round game is not good enough. Robbo's legs have gone, which we can all admit, right? But
what worries me about this game now, bro, is that I think Simicast, I think he takes corners better, which gives us an advantage from an attacking point of view.
Yep.
And I think that he'll struggle less with Mbuemo's pace. I'll be honest with you, that does worry me. And I've been sticking up for Robbo a lot this season. I'm petrified of Mbuemo running at Robinson. Mbuemo's one of the better right wingers in the league. And Robertson struggled with some of the lesser right wingers. So I'm just a little bit worried about Mbeumo up against Robbo. I can't lie.
Robbo has been is
much
good
in it.
defensively, and he had another option to his game is that he crossed the ball in proper dangerous situations and took really good corners. That's fell off from him substantially. Tsimikas is the better crosser of a ball and better at corners than Robbo going forward. Robbo is better defensively. I would say Tsimikas is better on the offensive side of the ball. But
This year,
I agree with Jamie. We do need a better left back, and one or two of them gotta go. I mean,
I think Andy Robinson. I think Tsimikas is better on the ball this year. I agree with that, but not overall.
He's always been better than Robbo on the ball.
So
He's a more balanced footballer than Robbo. Robbo is one-footed, and that's not a diss to him because some players are just like that. Messi's one-footed as well, but
okay,
Tsimikas is a lot more balanced. He can go from the inside, he can go on the outside. There was a
Tsimikas-
reason why we got the best out of Robbo when he was the overlapping. That's when we saw the best of him. This Robbo doing the inverted runs isn't the one.
Peak Robbo pisses all over Tsimikas. But at this stage of their careers, it is a conversation.
That's what I'm saying right now. Back in the day, no one was
careers,
better than Robbo.
No. Robbo's the second best left back to play in the Prem behind Ashley Cole. But right now, it is a little bit upsetting watching him like falling over now. Like even I can't even defend it anymore. I'm like, it is getting a bit mad still. But
no one I realized, Drift, a couple of games now, he's backpedaling and is just falling over. I'm like, what's going on, bro?
yeah,
It's not my Robbo. That's not my boy, bro. That's not.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I think falling over when you're backpedaling is age. Like young people genuinely don't do that. That is an older thing when your equilibrium ain't like it used to be. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it is a little worrying.
81 assists in his career. It's mad. No,
I didn't say
would-
Robbo in his prime wasn't good, bro.
I'd
Tsimikas
have.
was not better than him in his prime, but now he is.
So I don't think. I think Robbo Tsimikas is better on the ball than this version of Robbo. I'm not going to disagree with that. There's just I don't know. I need to know the reason why Slot keeps picking Robbo over Tsimikas, though. There's got to be a reason. And I will say it even last year when Klopp was here. If Robbo was injured, Tsimikas will play till Robbo was fit, and then he'll play again, and Tsimikas won't get in the team again. So what I'm just saying is there must be something about Robbo's game that the managers prefer, if that makes sense.
Could it be his professionalism, though, bro? Because he is a model professional.
But
remember,
then
he is one of our biggest leaders. I'd probably say Robbo is second best captain in the team behind Virgil. Really, mentally, he's that guy, innit? It's Robbo. Like you can see everybody looks up to him, admires him, respects him. Like it could be that.
That's why I think he'll play.
Yeah, no, he will. I do think it will be. I do think it will be.
And I don't think, like I said, I'm not. This in 2025, Tsimikas and Robbo, I think we need to upgrade on them. That's as far as I go on it. But as I said, Tsimikas at this moment in time, right now, it's got a better delivery and he's better on the ball than Robbo because I think Robbo's legs are gone. But looks like Slot prefers him. That's all I'm questioning. Like the manager.
And maybe, just maybe, he might like the fact that Tsimikas can be impactful off the bench, whereas I don't think Robbo could. So maybe he likes the idea, thinking for the last 20, I'll bring on the fresh legs of Tsimikas. And then if we're chasing the game as well, Tsimikas can start overlapping and putting in crosses maybe. Because he has done that a couple times. Robbo's been subbed a lot more than he used to. Robbo used to just finish every game. Now, whenever Tsimikas is fit, he does seem to always bring Tsimikas on for like 15 minutes at the end of the game. So maybe he likes that angle, maybe. I'm not sure. Midfield speaks for itself, though, right? We don't even need to even discuss.
Yeah,
it'll be the same for both of us.
Grab him, Matt, for sure.
I'd play Wataru, bro.
Would you really?
Yeah.
I got a feeling Endo might play this game.
Okay. What's the thinking behind that?
Play Mac at the 10.
I think he might play Mac in the 10 because of the way Brentford play.
You might have a point there, Jamie.
He wants to keep the ball.
It's the added protection as well, especially if you're saying we're going to be worried about Mbeumo, right? You're going to need someone that's going to, if it is Robbo going forward, you're going to need someone to be able to sniff out that danger and help out. if you have Mac there, Mac is going to do a lot of his work more of a left-sided 8 than a double pivot. And I think that's where we've been going wrong. It's not about dropping players. It's just about trying to identify how we can get the best out of the attacking guys without causing us too much or leaving so much space in behind in the defensive spaces. If Mbeumo turns Robbo and cuts across and starts running inside, you're going to need someone there. Mac hasn't got the speed, but I'm not saying Wataru is any quicker than him. But what he does have is that defensive nous where he will sniff that out and he will win that ball and he'll be aggressive, which then can deter Mbeumo to think, oh, I can't cut inside now because this man's always going to be there. And I'm not saying Matt can't do it, but I'm just trying to think tactically for the game instead of just going, yeah, McAllister will play. And I'm just like, yeah, he probably will. I'm not saying he won't.
The only problem there, Renz, though, is McAllister never plays on the left of the pivot. Gravenberch does. So it's going to be Grav's responsibility to help.
No, Matt plays on the left.
Matt plays on the left. Matt plays on the left.
I swear he's always... Isn't Gravenberch always the one on the left?
He's always on the left. That's why he's always looking like left-sided 8. That's where you always see McAllister picking up the ball from the left-sided 8 now.
Yeah,
McAllister. Oh, no, shit, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You know what it was?
That's why
the image in my mind was of us shooting towards the Kop, and I was confusing myself. But we're shooting that way. McAllister's closest to the camera. You're right. Yeah. So
that is why the left side of our pitch is the weakest this season.
Yeah, so
because McAllister doesn't read the game well enough on a defensive point, and Robbo's defensively his legs have gone. So on that left-hand side of our pitch, that's where we're weakest.
And that's why you see Virgil doing a lot more work than he normally does.
Exactly. And it's not McAllister's fault. McAllister's not a deep line playmaker. He's an advanced data and number 10. That's where he should be playing. You watch where McAllister plays. People run off him constantly all the time because he's not got that defensive awareness.
The funny thing is, though, James, if you put a real DM next to him, he's a sensational pivot player. Look at the Caicedo combo at Brighton. It was amazing. I just think it's because Gravenberch isn't just that actual destroyer number 6. That is, it puts more responsibility on Mac than there should be to help defensively. If you put Caicedo in our team, if we pulled off that 115 and it was Caicedo at Liverpool and it was Caicedo and Mac in the pivot, Mac wouldn't look as vulnerable defensively because Caicedo will sweep up all the stuff that Mac struggled, that Gravenberch doesn't quite notice. So, I think profile-wise, it depends who you're playing McAllister with. This will be interesting. Number 10. Who do you guys think he's going to go with for the 10? Jones or Szoboszlai?
It'll be Szoboszlai.
He's
going to need legs with Jano and the rest of these guys in the midfield. And
I don't
going to need legs in there against these guys.
I don't want Curtis Jones anywhere near this team at the moment.
And do we think he definitely will start Dom? Because he has pulled a couple of Malbones who are like, right, is he playing Jones instead? Like, he's done that a few times.
Personally, if he was fit, and we'll talk about it in a minute, I'd play a front 4.
Yeah.
He'll definitely play, man. I don't think this game necessarily needs a lot of control. I think McAllister playing in there, if that's what we're going with, will give you that anyway. And Gravenberch. So you're going to need a bit of legs in there as well. So you're gonna need a Szoboszlai.
Now it's gonna get real interesting. I don't need to ask you, look, this one. This literally all.
That's a standard one there.
That just literally picks itself.
Autofill.
So we have to talk about this now because it filters into what we're gonna discuss based on this. What do we do with Diogo, boys? I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, you lot already know I adore Jota. And do you know what's crazy? If you take away the injury-prone part of Jota, I think if Jota didn't play for Liverpool, he'd be the hottest property in the league. Because he played for us, I think we take for granted how good he is. If he was at Newcastle or West Ham or one of those teams, Arsenal and everybody would be like, Jota, 80 mil, 90 mil. Everyone will be talking about how much you want to pay for Jota. But the injuries have to be factored in, and it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. The guy comes back, bags the goal, proves he's the best finisher in the league behind Son. Then he's out for another month again. And you're like, how do we keep coping with this? Like I don't know, man. I'm really struggling with my emotional attachment to Jota.
Is it a month he's out for again?
No, he said he
don't
had
know
a
how long
niggle, but he doesn't. We don't know.
Jota will play in this game.
Yeah, I've had this argument all the time with a few people. I don't have an issue. I love Jota. His availability is where the problem is for me. Not
Do you know what's
being
crazy?
able-
People are saying that I'm stretching, yeah, saying 90 mil for Jota. Are you not forgetting 77 million for people like Haaland? Like, are we really like 150 mil you got to pay for Isak? You don't think a team would be able to charge 80, 90 mil for a non-injury Jota? You're out your mind. A non-injury Jota is an 80, 90 mil striker. Simple.
I agree.
I don't care what nobody says. People literally say Jota stays fit, Liverpool win the league. That is how good he is. But yet people are then going to tell me, but he's not an 80, 90 million pound striker then. That don't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense. Like,
I think Jota plays in this game anyway.
So
he said he's got a niggle.
Gamesmanship,
No, I think what it is with Jota, I think he's a little bit like Daniel Sturridge and players like that. They can't play through a bit of pain. You know, a lot of footballers can play with a bit of pain. We've seen it, and they're not exactly injured. They've just got a bit of pain where it's just aggravating them a little bit, and they feel like they can't be at their best, but they still play. With Jota, I just feel like that's his issue. Same with Thiago. Same with Daniel Sturridge. You know, they don't feel like they can play unless they're completely pain free, and I think that's what it is. When he said a little niggle, I think that's what it was with Jota. He said he's feeling something. Like he just felt a bit sore. So, and he didn't train yesterday, but he didn't know if he was going to train today because training was after the press conference, wasn't it? So I don't know if he trained or not. I ain't seen any footage of it or anything. But if he trained today, for me, he starts. If he hasn't trained today, then it just
so on that, guys. When it comes to a player who's injury prone or gets injured a lot, because sometimes I think he's just unlucky. But yeah, regardless, whichever way you want to phrase it, isn't a niggle something you protect him from? Like if this is Suarez, you'd be like, he's got a niggle, and you just throw him out there because it'll be fine. With someone like Jota, thinking of the rest of the season, shouldn't we maybe actually protect him and not play him because that niggle will turn into a month?
Yeah, it depends on what the niggle is. If it's like maybe just one of the tackles just roughed him up a bit, maybe a bit of I don't know, muscle hurting or whatever, then you go, cool. A day's rest, you should be fine. But if he's like, nah, I feel like the hamstring is or the quads ain't, right. You would have to protect him against himself. You'd have to take him out the team because you could just go on one sprint and then he's done for a month. And you're like, bro, we need you.
Yeah.
So I think it all depends on what it is.
It's true because even when you say a niggle, it could even be like a shoulder, an elbow. Like a niggle could be anything in it. Like we really don't know.
Shins,
like if you say it was his ankle, I wouldn't risk it. If it was his hamstring, I wouldn't risk it. If it was like you said, if it was like a dead leg from an impact, like somebody kicked him or something like that, I probably would play him maybe because I think we need him in this game. I really do. Who are we playing before we say who we think Slot will play? I personally would play Diaz if Jota's niggle is something that could be dangerous, but I'd play Jota if his niggle is something that really is minor that like won't affect him. What were you guys thinking?
I think Darwin to start up front.
Say it louder, Jamie, bro.
I think Darwin to start up front.
Honestly, do you think he'll start Darwin?
Yeah.
I think he will as well, bro. That's the crazy thing.
He seems like he's lost faith in Nunes to me, boys.
No, Darwin's got to start because Luis Diaz needs to just leave this football club. But I can't. Yeah, if he goes,
is everyone in agreement? You lot think it will be Nunes?
Yeah,
especially because he missed the last game as well.
He had a week off, didn't he? Yeah,
and then Jota not being. It would have been Jota. Come on, we know it would have been Jota, and that's who we would have started. But I don't know. I think he runs. I think he just goes, "Well, you've had the day off," and then obviously from the press conference as well, he's just like, "Nah, it's our perception, isn't it?" In his eyes, he's doing well. The fan base, he said, "The manager said it's not a problem, bro."
I'm not because I just saw somebody say, Diaz apparently has like a throat infection or something.
Yeah, it's a sore throat. Yeah,
I'm gonna be real with you guys because I've got it. Whatever this flu is, like you don't know it, and I've had it for 2 weeks now, and I can't shake it. And like I feel kind of all right now because I'm on medication. See, when I wake up in the mornings, it's like it never went away and it's just fresh back again. Like, I don't know what this flu is, but it is brocking me up. And apparently a lot of players are getting it and playing through it. Do you think that could be why some of the formers dropped off in the league generally? Because I think over the Christmas period, it's been a lot of poor quality in it. I don't even remember the last time I saw a Premier League game that really seemed like the quality was even good in the game. Do you think some of them are playing through flu? Like, remember, Soboslai was out for a week with it as well. Like, I don't know. Do you think they are like ill and it's like they're just trying to firm it and get on with it, but really it is hampering their performance?
Don't know. I would like they're just pussies. One or two. Just,
I'm not gonna lie.
It's season, so it is possible.
I'm not trying to play football.
it's just, I don't know. It says he's got a sore throat.
That's normally the beginning of the flu or a cold, though. The sore throat is the bit that tells you that it's on its way. After that, you get the headache. Then after that, you get the muscles start aching, and then you know what I mean. So I don't know, man.
For me, he wouldn't play in this game anyway, so I'm not bothered one way or the other.
Oh, so you going Cody for the left wing then, Jay?
Right, it was my wild take. If Jota was available. If he was available, I'd have played Darwin left wing, Jota through the middle, and played 4-2-4.
Really?
Which
wait, wow. Say that again. Sorry, Jay. My brain went dead. What did you just say? Sorry.
So Slot has played this many times for Liverpool this season, 4-2-4.
Yeah.
He's played it many times this season. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Jota was available, I'd play Darwin off the left, Jota through the middle, and play him more of a 4-2-4. I'm not a lover of the 4-2-4 formation, but Diaz, we can all admit, has been very poor for a while now. Yeah, and he's come out the team. Salah's been poor for a while, now should come out the team, but got no other right wingers he has to play. Darwin always, for me, plays better when he plays in them wide areas because I actually think he's actually a decent crosser of the ball, and he's actually got that decent pass on him across the ground. I don't think he gets credit for, but I actually think he's quite decent, to be fair. Diaz has just gone back to being that cold Diaz at the moment. But the funny thing with Diaz, he can wake up tomorrow and he can just have a world-class game because he's a weird kind of player like that. But, yeah, maybe you just try something a little bit fresh, try something a little bit different. Yeah.
But I think he'll go Gakpo personally. Mm-hmm. I think Gakpo's form deserves to play. I think it's gone under the radar a little bit how well Gakpo's actually done because, to be fair to Gakpo, he's actually been the only one recently where Mo's not been playing that well that's actually stepped up and like made goals out of nothing, so to speak. So I think he'll go with Cody. I personally do. Which winger do you think helps Robbo the most? Because this is something that I did want to have a conversation about, but we won't do it in length now. But
Diaz,
you think Diaz is because sometimes I think that has to be what you do factor in as well. You do have to factor in if you've got a left back whose legs are going, you do need a winger who's going to help and not just leave him one-on-one isolated all the time. So should Diaz maybe start, even if he hampers going forward, if he's going to help defensively with Mbeumo, should it maybe be Diaz then who plays literally just to balance out the team? Maybe,
but I think it looks like Slot has basically said Gakpo's his left winger at the moment. Because I think Cody's playing it. Do you know what Cody is? I've worked it out this year. Cody is the left-hand side version of Mo Salah. He's a GA man. Not in obviously the league of Mo Salah, but Cody can not be in a game for like an hour and all of a sudden he gets 2 goals out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? He's that kind. He's a GA winger. Where Luis Diaz is not a GA winger. He's a busy, all-action winger that's always on the go. Can work back defensively, can get the ball, can run. He'll literally run till you pull him off the pitch. So they're a different kind of players. So, but I think Cody
I agree with you actually on that one. Yeah.
I think Cody at the moment is more in favour of that left-hand side because he is getting goals.
So, guys, that being said, even though I think Jamie's spot on there actually. So that being said, is that the problem though, then, boys? Because people keep saying our issues this season are our fullbacks. if we got two wingers who do fuck all to help the fullbacks, can we really start shouting at the fullbacks, or should we start looking at how can you have two wingers who don't help the fullbacks in the same system?
I think you can have the conversation maybe on the left-hand side for this season, but it's always been like that on the right. So
No, it has. It has.
Yeah. So but on
It
the
has.
left side, you could probably have a conversation.
But remember, we always had Mane.
And he did a
So
lot.
even
defensively.
peak Robbo could do it on his own, and he still had peak Mane helping him anyway. Left side locked up. Virgil, Mane, and Robbo. Nobody even used to even
and
think
Gini.
about going down the left side. They were like, they didn't
Gini.
even think
And
about
Genie
it.
in there as well.
And Gini, yeah, they didn't even think about going down that side. Not even close. But obviously, Mo and Trent, they used to think, we'll try and go down that side. You know what I mean? So, yeah, maybe that's the problem. We ain't even realized, guys. The problem is we got two GA wingers who massively help going forward, but don't help defensively enough, and it's causing issues. And I'm back. Yeah, look, Jamie might have uncovered something accidentally on purpose right there. That's crazy.
No. It's not accidentally on purpose. I'm a genius.
And then on top of that as well, guys, McAllister ain't doing the double pivot thing no more. That's the one.
No,
issue
he's further forward, ain't he?
You're making runs into the box now, bro. You ain't staying there where he's meant to.
It's because we're playing more of this 4-2-4 when we have the ball at times.
Yeah.
So we're leaving. What's happening is, I believe, anyway, we're leaving our wide areas too exposed. And when we're playing against, if you notice against United, they doubled up on us in our wide areas. All the teams we played recently, they're doubling up. Nottingham Forest, they doubled up in our wide areas because we're trying to play this where we're leaving the two in the middle just isolated. Graham Birch plays a little bit deeper. Mac has that free roll, and we're just trying to put.
That's what happens that's what happens when teams play five at the back, because the wing backs, they become a winger, which they stay wide, and then they've got the 10s that will operate. So that's why you would always get doubled up on if you play the five at the back correctly.
Yeah.
We need to counteract that and find a solution, because that is an issue.
Yeah,
that's why when this season, when we had both left backs healthy and both left wingers healthy, Slot played the combination of Simicast, Gakpo, Robbo, Diaz as your left side. If you study it before the injury, that's what was happening. Every time Simicast played left back, Gakpo would be on left wing. When Robbo was playing, Diaz would be on at left wing.
By the way, guys, nobody is in this conversation. Nobody is saying that Robertson is absorbed from his responsibility, and he's not. He don't have to take accountability for defending poorly. But I do think a lot of people underestimate a fullback needing help from the. And I'm not saying Cody never comes back, but it's true he doesn't work back the way. I even think Núñez works back more when he goes wide than Gakpo. Do you get what I mean? Like, Núñez really does work his socks off when he plays out wide. Like, he proper track. Even when he's centre forward, sometimes you'll see him tracking the runner, and you're like, fucking hell, what's Núñez doing all the way back here? So, yeah, I just think maybe Cody could maybe switch on a little bit more in terms of helping from a defensive point of view. But yeah, guys, there you have it. That's what we think will be the starting lineup. Let us know in the chat if you're watching afterwards as well, who you'd put in. Guys, before we wrap up, score predictions.
4-1.
Right, James just gone straight in. Bang. 4-1.
3-1 for me.
Okay, 3-1. 3-1, 4-1. So we've got 2 wins so far.
And smiling. You know he's gonna say a madness now.
No, I'm thinking 2-0 last time, and it wasn't a difficult game, but it wasn't an easy game. We've had 2 draws back to back now.
Yeah.
We need a win, man. 2-1. I'll go 2-1.
2-1. I haven't forgot the supers, guys. I haven't forgot the supers.
What are you saying, Drift?
I'm gonna go 2-1. And I actually think Brentford score first, which is what's gonna really upset me.
Not what we want, bro. Not what we want.
And then it's gonna be second half comeback. I could smell it. 1-0 Brentford half time. I could smell it already. I don't know what we're doing in the first half of games, but yeah, it's. I don't want us to concede a goal, but yeah, right. So I will get to Soren. Ends, have you got to run now?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump across and big up.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate the
Yeah,
invite,
man.
bro.
Guys, stay in the chat, and you'll be redirected to Ends. I will be wrapping up in a second. Then, guys, make sure you stay and then go over and chat to Ends.
Big up, man. Appreciate it.
Ends chat. Big up yourself, brother, as well. Big up yourself, man. Love as always. Big up Lloyd says, big up Drift. Great panel. Big up yourself, Lloyd. Love as always. Crimson, is Chiesa in the 9 against Brentford too unlikely? I don't think Chiesa's ever going to start a Premier League game, guys. Only cup games. I don't ever see Chiesa starting a Premier League game.
Slot's already said it. He can't find him minutes, so
yeah. I
think that's mad, JB, with the fact that Mo but Mo can't get a rest. He's got to play 90 every game. That blows my mind.
It's because Chiesa's just not proven himself yet, but it's
Don't
weird,
you think that's irresponsible though, Drift? That you just rinse him more? I mean, you got to save him from himself.
No, I agree. Even if you switch Diaz to the right to let Mo come off, you're right. You've got to let Mo get some kind of rest.
Yeah.
You do. And especially if we get into the FA Cup later rounds and we got like difficult opposition, Champions League knockout, Mo's got to play those games. So for real, if you can find a Premier League game where you can give him some rest, you've got to, innit? You have to. You know what I mean? Big up, Mr. Sinclair said, for me, it's Newcastle and United both losing the lead with 10 minutes to go. Yeah, I hear that. I was irritated about not using Endo for those 2 games for the last 5 minutes. 4 draws in the last 7. We need a little run again. I agree with everything you just said there, bro. Everything.
Yeah. Endo, when we went 2-1 up against United, I was shocked that he didn't bring Endo straight on.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I
thought that was going to be the sub, but
I think Trent's performance was so bad, I would have even brought Endo on at right back. Like, that is how bad Trent was in that Man United game, that I actually would have put Endo for the last half an hour at right back. Because Endo follows Bruno and doesn't let that goal happen. Do you get what I mean? Yep. Or he switches on and sees the run of Lissandro and like whatever way Endo tracks that. Endo doesn't just stand there and watch it happen the way Trent did.
And if he tracks it and he doesn't win it, he just takes the player out.
He takes the player out and take a card.
That's what he does, isn't it? That's what he does. That's why I love him.
All right, so back to what Soren was saying then, guys. I personally don't think there's ever a reason why they should leave. I don't. I know, like, from a business point of view, people can find a logical reason as to why old players shouldn't be given contracts for financial reasons, etc., etc., etc. I personally, I don't think there's any world where these 3 shouldn't be given new contracts. I just don't. I just watched Haaland today, who, fair enough, he's only 24, coming up 25 currently, sign a contract that he could actually sit on until he's 34 years old. And I can tell you right now, no hating, no shade, Haaland will not be this good past 30. Absolutely no way will he be this good past 30. So they've just given 4 guaranteed years past what will be his best because they don't care. They just want him to be their player, so they don't care if he's going to fall off or if he's not going to be performing that well then. He's got bonuses that mean every year it's going to go up and up and up, that he'll probably be earning like 500 grand a week by the time he gets to 30. They don't care.
No, he's on that now. His new contract is 520 grand a week.
Oh, is it seriously? Or fucking hell.
Wow.
It's a question for everyone in the chat as well. Do you think this contract that Erling Haaland has just signed has made it even harder for us to sign Virgil, Salah and Trent up?
Because they're going to look across at how much he's earning.
Yeah. And he's their star player.
You would hope not, because common sense would probably tell you that a team that cheats and gets away with it has money to spend. We don't, but I don't know. Because I think City's the only team that do that. City and Real Madrid, isn't it? They're the only teams that would just give stupid wages to players. Even Man United, I think, a bit scarred now, might pull back a bit on the 400 grand a week stuff because they're realizing they've got to get Manu off the books and stuff just because they can't just keep doing that. Maybe Chelsea would do it, but even they don't really seem like they want to be giving out them 400 grand a week now. So I think City and Real Madrid are the only 2 that do it, really.
Yeah, I was just reading the Haaland contract out. So apparently it's like just under 600 grand a week basic, but bonuses take it just under $1 million a week.
Fuck.
Jeez. $1 million a week. That's madness.
For 9 years.
Well, they can afford it, which tells me straight away they're innocent of all charges. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
Or they
yeah,
can get a fine. They can get a fine max, Jamie. That's it. Fine.
And do you know what's horrible about the fine? When you're trillionaires, you want the fine.
Yeah.
Do you know the Premier League could actually fine those owners £1 billion and it still wouldn't hurt them?
No, exactly.
They're worth $1 trillion. The whole conglomerate is worth £1 trillion. You could find them $1 billion and they'd be like, "We got away with it, boys." Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm reading this off some Man City fans who know the club tweets and all that about the contract. So I don't know if it's 100% true. It's coming from Man City.
holy
tweets.
shit, is this true? Mamouche is coming in straight away on 270 to 3K off the bat straight away. Mamouche
is getting 11 million a year, so whatever that is.
only one good season. Mamouche is off the bat straight away on 300 grand a week. It's Man City are crazy.
It's 300 grand a week, 11 million a year.
I don't know, I really don't.
Got to be close. Hold on.
It's 11 million a year, I believe.
You know
I can
what?
tell you right now.
Do you know what he was making a year at Frankfurt? This is how much they upped it. At Frankfurt, he was making 2 million a year.
212 a week.
212 grand a week. That's all right, yeah.
I mean, I still think that's a lot considering that's how much Virgil makes. But for City, that's probably nothing, isn't it? This, you know what? Songs is actually spot on. Man City's punishment shouldn't be a fine. It should be a cap on their spending. Because they've got so much money, cap it so that they can't spend it.
Is that why he's got such a long contract?
Because they can't buy anyone. Maybe. And they're getting everyone in now before the punishment. Do you remember when Chelsea did that? Do you remember when Chelsea knew they were going to be getting that punishment? So they brought in all the players like Pulisic and all that in the January. So that, because I think they signed 3 players, but they were all signed in January so that when the ban happened, it didn't affect the because they knew it was coming.
Yeah. Chelsea are trying to sell João Felix now to AC Milan, aren't they?
I knew that one wouldn't work out because it seems like he's got attitude issues. Soren also asked back off of that, just don't know. It's so hard to look at this contract saga from a neutral, constructive point of view. But surely there must be a reason why it hasn't been resolved yet. Did it hinder the interrogation of the next generation? Oh, the integration, of the next generation. I don't think it affects it because you learn off of those. You couldn't ask for 3 better people to learn off. Trent went through it so we can give first-hand experience of coming through as a youth player. And Virgil and Mo, you can't get any better than learning off the 2 best in their position in the Premier League. So I don't think it does. And you know what? On Jamie's channel last night, big up to that great show we did on Jamie's channel last night, Mike made an excellent point. FSG aren't even being FSG anymore because they used to maximize player profit. Now they're just letting players go for free. They're not even being FSG anymore. Look how many players in the last 2 years, if these 3 go, are walking away for free. Didn't 5 of our players that left that year go for free?
Yeah, it was 5.
Bobby, Ox, Naby, Milner. 4.
There's one more.
Or am I forgetting someone? Even 4's too much, babe. 4 players left for free that summer. Like,
has anyone seen Virgil's Instagram story
with the black and white and just him stand? Yeah, I saw it. And nothing, no caption.
It's just a picture of Virgil in black and white waving like goodbye to the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what? Even though he's a Man United legend, I'm not.
Oh yeah, rest in peace. Dennis
Death
Law,
changes everything. R.I.P. Dennis Law, man. Arguably the greatest striker to ever play in the league, right? Him or Rush?
Great player, Dennis Law, no doubt.
Law or Rush, innit? We're really deep in it. Like, those numbers are astronomical.
Dennis Law went to Man City and scored the goal at relegated Man United, didn't he? If I remember rightly. But he didn't want to score it. I believe he tried to back heel it instead of hitting it properly, and it still went in. And
that's how good he was.
Relegated Man United.
That's how good he was. Nah, big up to him, man. And he lived a good life. Death will always hurt, but I think anybody who lives past 80, you celebrate. That's good. That's a good life. Once you get past 80,
Agreed.
I think you celebrate that. That's a good life. Clark said, Drift, I sent you a DM. Have you seen it? I haven't, bro. Haven't checked it, but I will do, bro. I will do. Big up. Yeah, that's all the supers. That's all the predictions. The only thing now is to go and get the 3 points tomorrow, boys. It really is.
Let me get it.
It really, really is. But it's
Do
an
we know
absolute pleasure having you guys on. Big up yourselves for jumping on.
Hey, Brentford got injuries. That's what
They got a lot. They actually got a lot.
Yeah, do you know what? I tried to find the predicted lineup for Brentford, but nobody actually gave what they thought would be the players they would use.
So right now, I can give you the who will not play. So Ayer is not going to play. De Silva's not going to play. Gustavo Nunes not playing. Hickey not playing, and Pinnock not playing. Trevitt is a questionable.
So they got injuries. No excuses.
They do.
Yeah.
But me and Drift watched them against Arsenal, and
yeah, they were terrible against Arsenal.
If they play like that against Liverpool, it's going to be the same.
Nottingham Forest were terrible against Arsenal, Jamin, and then look how good they played against us. So you never know, bro. You never know.
People always get up play Liverpool.
Oh, big up Liam. He says them photos are nothing. He does it all the time. I'll big up Liam.
If he does it all the time, I don't pay enough attention to socials.
Yeah, neither do I. Yeah.
But what I do hate is if it is what we're thinking, it's kind of like Virgil joining in with Mo and Trent on the just don't do. I don't want to find out you're leaving full stop, but if you are, just let it be a thing. Let's not do this whole encrypted. We've got to figure it out, leaving it up to interpretation and all that. I don't like all that, man. I don't like all that. I don't. I just want to know, or just leave us in the dark until we know. You know what I mean? But hey, people, make sure you go and subscribe to all of these guys' channels.
Sorry, Drift. You know Haaland's new contract. Yeah. I think City are trolling the world. You know his new contract is for 115 months, don't you? 115.
Yeah, I saw something like that. I saw
City are trolling the world, man. They're trolling the world.
That's a proper piss take, isn't it? That's actually a proper piss take. That's actually a proper piss take.
That's a Wolf of Wall Street move.
Yeah, that's gangster.
And if it doesn't have anything to do with them knowing they're gonna get innocent, and they still don't know, there'll definitely be a relegation clause in there in case that's the punishment. So Haaland gets to walk away or gets the best contract you've ever seen in your life. If he's on $500,000 a year, a week, for 9.5 years, that's the best contract ever given out in football history. There can't be a better contract that's ever been given out than $500,000 a week for 9.5 years.
What was his original contract before he signed this? Let me have a look.
That's mad.
Yeah,
that is mad.
That's a lot.
Although I say that, I couldn't believe the other day when I found out Cristiano makes $3 million a week.
Yeah.
It was only a 2-year deal, but $3 million a week.
Apparently, though, Drift is that Al Hilal, who wants Mohamed Salah, want to give him the same type of money as Ronaldo.
That wouldn't surprise me.
When it's 64 million over 2 years or something mad like that, they want to give money.
Something crazy like that. I don't think that can be counted because that's not normal, innit? That's them, man. They just do what they want. That's weird. Generally speaking, in the normality of football, which Saudi aren't part of, we're talking about Europe. Haaland's just got the best contract that's ever been given.
So they're saying
$500,000 for 9.5 years. That's the best contract that's ever been given.
So they're saying here his basic contract till 2034 is just over 500 grand a week, not including any bonuses. It's the longest agreed contract in domestic European competition history.
Yeah.
That's how much, man. Do you know what? If Man City get found innocent of all its guys, you might also. This is going to be the last year Liverpool win the league if they win it, because City are going to go bananas in the transfer market. They're just going to financially dope everything.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, didn't they actually win that case? That meant that now they can sponsor themselves.
Yeah,
because that was what that civil case was about, right? That they were saying it's unlawful to dictate how much we can get from a sponsor, regardless who owns the sponsors. And they won the case, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Which, to be fair, helps Newcastle as well. All Newcastle got to do now is sponsor themselves, and then they can go and start splashing whatever they want. So
because Newcastle's owners are richer than City's owners.
yeah, they are. Yeah.
That's the mad part.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
and I'll be honest, Newcastle are only about 4 players away from a title challenge as well. You know.
Yeah, they're building a pretty good, solid squad over there. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think
Look
they
at
can
their
be even
fullbacks.
more dangerous.
All Newcastle need is 2 better centre backs and a better right winger.
I think
Actually,
Botman
all
just
they
needs to
need,
come
you
back
know?
into full fitness. He's been out so long. I think if Botman gets back up to where he's capable of being.
No, but to have the cover, so you have Scher,
Yeah.
Botman, and then you buy 2 more, so you've got that solid base
A
of
4
4. You get a
rotation.
proper right winger,
Yeah.
and then their midfield might be the best in the league.
Oh my God.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
their
crazy.
midfield's the most dangerous to me. What happened, Jim?
Someone just in the chat said, but what does Mbappe earn?
Mbappe's zone is crazy too.
Mbappe earns 1.1 million per week.
Yeah, there we go. I knew it was
No,
somebody.
but he's only on a 4 or 5 year contract.
Because he's on a shorter contract with Haaland's contract. 'cause
Yeah.
it's 10 years.
9.5 years
Yeah.
at $500,000, and it probably increases as the time goes up. That's
He's
wild.
on 62 million pound per year net. Mbappe. It doubled his
Wow.
original wages of 530 grand a week, and he says he ain't doing it for the money, man.
Yeah, we all knew that was not true.
Yeah. Bloody hell.
And people thought Liverpool would go buy him. Can't get Virgil over the line. He's on 210 grand.
Alphonso Davies is staying an extra year in Bayern, apparently.
Yeah, he signed a new contract, don't he?
I didn't want him nowhere near this club.
Fair play to him then. Fair play to him, because he could have chased the bag. Fair play to him.
I don't think anyone wanted him.
I didn't want him in Liverpool. There were a lot of this fan base that wanted Davies. I watched him.
I thought Real Madrid on a free was like I
don't think they wanted him, Drift. Not for the wages he wanted as a left back, because he's quoted wanting 400 grand a week if he left behind.
Yeah, you can't ask for that.
He's a liability too, Drift.
No, defensively, yeah, I agree.
People think Trent's bad. Oh man.
Hang on. Adam says Mike Keegan has said that Haaland's on 865 grand a week. Adam, is that with bonuses included, or is that his basic salary?
And is that euros or pounds as well? Because that's you got to factor that in as well.
Well, it should be pounds, shouldn't it?
If he's on 865 including bonuses a week, then that's way worse than Mbappe.
For 10 years. For 10 years.
Yeah, for 10 years. That's way worse than Mbappe.
That's crazy.
And they've gone and bought Mamouche 80 million euros after one good year.
Yeah.
They're just going to blow everyone financially out of the water. No one will compete.
Agreed, Jamie. I agree.
No one will compete with them for the next few years. Do you know the only club that can financially compete with them is actually Man United? And that's it.
If they can sort themselves out, because they're struggling a bit at the moment, but if they can sort themselves out, then yeah.
Only club, man. It's just madness.
Yes. Crazy. But look, been a pleasure. Big up yourselves, boys, for jumping on chat. Love as always. Big up yourselves. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday. And we will be back tomorrow for the watch along on Big Up. Make sure you're there, guys. And then back here for the post reaction. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Make sure you also go and follow these guys. The link will be in the description to everybody's. Actually, let me put that in the chat now, because I know a lot of people forget to check the description as well. Let me put that in the chat now. Just so everybody can go and show your love to these brothers.
Do these signings that Pep's made show that he's more of a checkbook manager than Mourinho? You know, Mourinho gets that tag, a checkbook manager.
I always thought he was, Jimmy, to be fair.
I don't know. I think he's a combination of both, Pep. If I'm being honest with you, I think he does both. I think he buys and he brings through. Because remember, Mourinho's never ever really developed like loads of talent. But I think nobody can deny Pep actually does improve players.
Yeah, he develops players. There's no doubt about it.
So I think he's a combination of both. Pep for me.
Because you think the squad he's got, that where they are in the league at the moment with the squad he's got, and the defeats they've had, I don't think he gets enough criticism for it.
He publicly came out though the other day, right? And he said the board told me they didn't want to do anything. I said, cool, all right, let's run it. But I warned them it was a bad idea. Now they've realized I was right. They're gonna give me what I needed. That's what he said the other day, and he basically let everyone know. It weren't my idea to not buy anybody. It was the board who said, let's leave it. So
that's the most bullshit thing I've ever heard.
More than you can believe.
Yeah.
Guys, I've just dropped all the links in the chat to all 3 of the brothers' channels. Please make sure you go over there and show your love and subscribe to the boys.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Zubermendi, to be honest. Sneaky one.
And if Addison makes a massive mistake on the weekend and he plays, I will come on here and apologise. But yeah.
Yeah, I hear you on the he's the best goalie. He's definitely the best goalie, but it's just form. I'm just worried about his form at the moment.
It's form for me too as well. I'm worried about it. You don't look the same.
His form. But we will see. Hopefully, he has an absolute blinder and he's back to his best in no time. People, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Big up your damn selves, and we'll catch you on the flip side, people. Peace.